And by the way, it worked out for me too, because when my team was successful, I was successful. So I didn't have to worry about making sure I was successful.
At what point did you kind of put your CEO hat on and say, okay, I need to lead a company, and that's what my actual skill set or highest use of my skill set is?
Well, a great question. I actually would say that I was wearing the hat before I had the title for a very long time, and that's, I think that was a credit to my team, where they were about like, who knows the most, and how are we going to get to where we want to go. Like, we shared a common goal of, hey, we want to be successful as a company. We want to provide for ourselves, for our families, that type of thing. And their idea was great. There might be conflicting information, or the CEO might say this, the COO might say this, or Haas might say this. And if we go this way that Haas said, we'll probably be more successful. If we go this way, we may not be. So I without trying to be, trying to create a skunkworks version of a company inside of a company, I was approaching this by saying, how can I add the most value personally to my company, to my team? And that's what I would say, where I was acting as more of a leader than a manager, and saying, here's what I think makes sense for our common goal, not just for me. And by the way, it worked out for me too, because when my team was successful, I was successful. So I didn't have to worry about making sure I was successful. So that, the kind of servant leadership perspective that I fell into early on in my career, I think helped me a lot to understand what my role really is and should be as a CEO, as a COO, when I actually held those positions in later companies.
And then so now you're kind of deep into it. You got some products, you're making some money, and you've kind of followed the value chain. You started to rise in ranks. What happened after that? Where did you move to another company, or did you continue to grow that one?
Yeah, so the first one I started in healthcare SaaS, we ended up selling or doing an equity deal with another company, and then so I went over with that company, and then that company I left. And
how'd that go? How'd that equity deal go? Like, how did that work out for you?
It was fine. Like, I broke even basically. It wasn't great, to be honest, but it was invaluable in terms of what I learned, what I knew. Right, that was part of my customer discovery process. So the first 2 years of that first company, I mean, I didn't make a lot of money, but I learned a lot. And then the second version of the company, which was we changed our name and we did the equity deal, that really helped me hone where the market was missing solutions. And so again, all of these options were great for me, but it just wasn't exactly what I wanted to do.